Greetings. Today I want to talk to you about something very familiar that we often take for granted. We're going to discuss the humble banana. Many people view it as just a quick snack, and some even avoid it entirely, thinking it's too sugary or starchy. But what I'm about to share with you today could fundamentally change your perspective on how we can support our bodies in our later years. I don't say this for the sake of loud headlines. Over decades of observation, I've seen people struggle with challenges that could have been softened by simple natural gifts. It's common to think there's nothing special about bananas. But I'm ready to show you otherwise, relying on real data and life experience. I'm not a fan of empty promises. I believe in facts and the truth that often gets lost behind aggressive advertising and complex dietary schemes. Before we begin, let me share an example. A massive study that lasted over 20 years and involved more than 100,000 people showed a curious pattern. Individuals whose diets were rich in potassium, and bananas are one of the best sources on the planet, had significantly higher markers of longevity and overall cardiovascular well-being. The difference in quality of life was tangible. That is the difference between simply existing and living a full, active life. At the end of our conversation, I will reveal the most surprising secret, a benefit of one banana a day that has nothing to do with energy or potassium. It often shocks even the most skeptical people. So, stay with me. But first, I'd like to get to know you better. Please leave a comment below telling me how old you are and what health challenge concerns you most right now. Is it your joints, your memory, your energy levels, or your heart? I read every single message. Your stories help me create content that is truly useful, specifically for you. Let this channel be our conversation. Wise, trusted, and honest. Today we will go from number 6 to number 1 on my list of the most important changes that happen to your body when you eat just one banana a day. We'll start with what's impressive and end with what seems almost incredible. Coming in at number 6 is a topic rarely discussed openly after age 60, the gradual slowing of our digestive system. After age 65, our body's natural rhythms change. The process of moving food through the system can slow down by nearly half. This often leads to a feeling of heaviness, bloating, and the fact that nutrients from food are absorbed less efficiently. Modern science tells us that the gut is not just a tube for processing food, it is the command center of our immunity and an organ that communicates directly with our brain. One banana a day gives us about 3 grams of valuable fiber. It works in 2 directions at once. There is fiber that acts like a gentle broom, physically helping the body dispose of waste in a timely manner. And there is another type that absorbs water and forms a soft gel, helping to maintain stable sugar levels and clean vessels. This is especially important because after age 70, the internal diversity of our microbiome naturally declines. Research shows that those who maintain this diversity feel much more energetic and retain mental clarity longer. Bananas, especially if they are slightly underripe, with a bit of green on the tips, contain a special kind of starch. It isn't broken down by regular enzymes and reaches the necessary parts of the body intact. There, it becomes the perfect fuel for our helpful assistants, the bacteria that regulate everything from mood to immunity. My advice is simple. Eat a banana in the morning with your breakfast, choosing one with a slight green tint. You can pair it with natural yogurt. This combination gives a powerful boost to the renewal of your internal microworld. This is particularly important if you've recently taken strong medications that might have disrupted your natural balance. The banana helps beneficial organisms recover faster. Coming up at number 5 is protection, that is vital for anyone who has ever woken up at night with sudden discomfort in their legs, or noticed their blood pressure numbers starting to demand more attention. The fifth item on our list is cardiovascular and muscle support, thanks to high potassium content. One medium banana contains enough to cover a significant portion of an adult's daily requirement. It might seem like just a number, but here's what's important. The vast majority of people over 60 suffer from a chronic lack of this mineral, and the consequences should not be ignored. Potassium is the electrical wiring of our body. Every heartbeat is coordinated by the correct balance of potassium in the cells. When it's low, the heart rhythm can become less stable, but the influence of potassium extends to our muscles as well. After age 70, the natural process of muscle loss accelerates. This affects not just strength, but your metabolism, bone density, and sense of balance. When muscles tire quickly or don't feel as reliable as they once did, the cause is often a lack of potassium. Additionally, many medications we take can contribute to flushing this mineral out of the body. This is why natural sources like bananas are often preferable to any supplements for mature adults. The potassium in a banana is naturally paired with other components that help it absorb correctly. I recommend eating a banana with a small handful of pumpkin seeds. They are rich in magnesium. Magnesium and potassium work as a pair. Magnesium helps keep potassium inside the cells, multiplying the benefit for your heart and muscles. Part 2. Mental clarity and fighting the hidden fire. We move to number 4, which will be of particular interest to anyone who has walked into a room and forgotten why they went there. Number 4 is the protection that a daily banana offers to our brain. The mechanism behind this is one of the most exciting areas of modern science. Our brain, while only about 2% of our body weight, consumes nearly 20% of all our energy. It is the most demanding organ in the human body. After 60, the brain's ability to efficiently use glucose as its primary fuel can begin to decline. Researchers sometimes call this a specific form of energy hunger in brain cells, occurring even when blood levels are normal. The result is that foggy feeling, memory lapses, and mental fatigue that many describe as one of the most frightening parts of aging. Bananas contain a remarkable component, vitamin B6. One fruit provides up to a quarter of an adult's daily requirement. Why is this so critical for your head? Vitamin B6 is an indispensable assistant in creating 3 vital chemical messengers in our nervous system: serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. Think of them as text messages between your neurons. Without enough B6, these messages arrive late, distorted, or lost entirely. Serotonin is responsible for mood stability and sleep quality. Dopamine governs your motivation and the smoothness of movement. GABA is the primary signal of calm, preventing your nervous system from overfiring. Studies confirm that people over 65 with sufficient B6 levels show significantly better results in memory and information processing tests. Furthermore, bananas contain tryptophan, a substance that directly converts into serotonin. This is why many notice that a banana eaten in the afternoon helps them feel calmer and sleep better at night. After 75, our sleep structure changes and becomes more fragmented. Anything that supports natural serotonin production without external intervention is a true gift to the body. Try pairing your afternoon banana with a cup of high-quality green tea. This combination promotes a state of calm alertness. You are focused and relaxed at the same time. Before we move to number 3, if you are finding this information useful, please support us by subscribing to the channel. We are building a community of people who deserve the truth about their health, explained in plain language. The third point on our list often makes people listen more closely. We're talking about systemic inflammation. This is a hidden fire, smouldering inside the body, that often lies behind joint problems, heart issues, and metabolic changes. Modern science has even coined a term for it: inflammaging. This is a state of the immune system that becomes common after 60. After 65, the mechanisms for controlling inflammation become less precise. And here that same starch from bananas we discussed earlier comes to the rescue again. When beneficial bacteria in your gut process this starch, they produce an amazing substance, butyrate. This is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory compounds in the human body. It directly shuts off molecular switches inside your cells that trigger aging and unwanted changes. But bananas have another way of fighting for your health. They contain dopamine and catechins, powerful traps for free radicals. These substances protect your vessels from damage. Let me tell you about an acquaintance of mine, Margaret. She is 71 and struggled for a long time with severe morning stiffness in her hands. It was hard for her to even turn a doorknob in the first hour after waking up. For 3 months, we made small changes to her diet. Every morning she ate 1 banana with a handful of walnuts and a cup of ginger tea. After some time, her period of morning stiffness dropped from an hour to 15 minutes. She was able to return to her book club and enjoy socializing again. This isn't a small thing. It's the ability to live a full life again. Pair a banana with a little fresh ginger. Together they target the sources of discomfort through 3 different biological pathways. We've reached number 2, and the information here might truly surprise you. It fundamentally changes the perception of bananas and their link to sugar levels. Please don't jump to conclusions, as the science is much deeper than commonly believed. Yes, ripe bananas contain natural sugars, but it's important to understand their glycemic index. For a banana, it's about 51, which is considered a medium to low score. This is lower than white bread, white rice, or many breakfasts marketed as heart healthy. But the deciding factor is the glycemic load, how quickly those carbs enter the blood. For 1 medium banana, this indicator is moderate and entirely manageable for most people, even with a predisposition to sugar changes, if consumed correctly. As I mentioned, underripe bananas contain a special starch that doesn't raise sugar levels at all because it isn't digested in the small intestine. On the contrary, research shows this type of starch helps cells better receive the body's signals, which is critical after 60. As we age, our internal energy factories, mitochondria, begin to work less efficiently, and a banana eaten at the right time and in the right combination can help break this cycle of decline. My practical recommendation: always pair a banana with a source of protein and healthy fats. For example, a couple of tablespoons of almond butter, a handful of nuts, or even a boiled egg. Protein and fat further slow absorption, preventing spikes and providing you with long-lasting energy. Let me share the story of Robert. He was 74 and really didn't want to switch to serious medications for sugar control. Over 6 months, he stuck to simple changes, including 1 slightly underripe banana with almond butter every morning. In the end, his numbers returned to normal, and the need for additional measures vanished. Today, Robert is 78, walks 5 kilometers every morning, and feels magnificent. And finally, we've reached number 1, the effect I promised at the beginning. It isn't directly related to potassium or energy. This is what causes astonishment in most of my acquaintances. We are talking about protecting your musculoskeletal system through the optimization of protein synthesis. In science, there is a term, anabolic resistance. This is the age-related decline in the body's ability to repair muscles and tissues after exertion or eating. At 25, your body does this easily. After 65, this process slows by nearly 40%. This leads to a loss of bone density and muscle weakness, which directly affects your independence and activity. The magnesium found in a banana is the key to over 300 reactions in the body. But most importantly, it's required for creating energy inside cells. Without it, cells cannot recover. But the banana is unique because the vitamin B6 it contains helps magnesium penetrate the gut walls much more efficiently. Nature created a perfect mineral delivery system in the banana that is hard to replicate artificially. To enhance this effect, try eating a banana along with a serving of fish rich in healthy fats such as salmon or sardines. Fatty acids help reduce the inflammatory processes we talked about earlier and return the ability of cells to renew. Research shows that a combination of proper nutrition and even small physical activity, like a 20-minute walk, can not only slow the loss of strength, but help restore it even well into your 80s. We live in a culture that makes us believe aging is an inevitable fading away. Now, as someone who has devoted his life to studying how the body recovers, I tell you, it is not so. Science supports action, not resignation. One banana a day is not magic, but it is an accessible and powerful tool, backed by decades of research. Whether you are 62 or 82, this humble fruit can be part of your strategy for a long and active life. It is never too late to start. If you learned something useful today, subscribe to our channel. We share verified knowledge for those who want to live wisely and beautifully. And finally, a question. Have you ever been advised to avoid bananas for health reasons? Who told you and why? I am very interested to read your stories in the comments. Take care of yourself. Your body has come a long way, and with the right support, it will carry you much further.